Good morning. Is this working? Thank you. So I have a pretty long script, so bear with me, please. And if you can't hear me, just raise your arm or go something like this, and I'll let Steve Galt let me know if he can't hear me. Good morning. My name is Sandeep Bhatia. I'm from the class of '89, and as the president of the Alumni Association, I have the privilege, the distinct privilege, to convene the 138th annual meeting of the Alumni Association and organize the award ceremony. Welcome to Worcester, and welcome home. We are thrilled to welcome you back to campus. We are thrilled to welcome you back to campus after more than 2 years away. First off, please join me in thanking our pipers for this morning. There's no sound like bagpipers to remind you of Worcester. As we begin, I'd like to acknowledge and thank several distinguished members, guests joining us today. The 12th President of the College of Worcester, Sarah Bolton. There are also several members of the Board of Trustees and the Alumni Board who are joining us this weekend. I would ask that if you're a member of the Board of Trustees or the Alumni Board, past or present, please stand so that we can acknowledge you and thank you for your service to Worcester. It's great to see so many friendly faces in the audience. These trustees and their colleagues, along with the Alumni Board, represent some of the many connections you have as alumni with this amazing place we call Worcester. Many of you have connected with Worcester in other ways, as parents, faculty, staff, and I see faculty here, staff, volunteers, etc. And in doing so, we're all contributing to the experience that nurture and support Worcester students, current and future, who will join our ranks in the years to come. As I told the class of 2022 a few weeks ago when they became alumni, be part of the Worcester family of Scots. Be proud. That is something hard to ignore, very hard to get away from, and we all know that. And something that will connect their lives with one another in enduring ways they did not anticipate. I also assured them that being part of this family meant that we're all here for them and for each other, and they're all there for each other in all sorts of ways. So for all the things all of you do for your fellow alumni, this college and its students, I thank you. And I'm sure, as many of you have recognized in your short time here this weekend, Worcester has changed since you were last here, and certainly since you graduated. But I want to assure you that at its core, Worcester continues to be the college that each of us, in our own way, holds in our heart and mind. Although I know your primary reason for being here is to reconnect and being able to say things like, back in the day, I hope that you, if you haven't already, taken some time to familiarize yourself with the Worcester of the 21st century. Now, I don't think you'll be fooled, and you shouldn't be fooled by the expression mentored undergraduate research. It's really IS, independent study that we all did, but much more, and it can be more readily understood by those who have not yet experienced IS and are not part of the Worcester family yet. This morning, we will present two individuals with our Distinguished Alumni Award, in addition to recognizing several alumni who, over their years of service to Worcester, have created a lasting impact. It is there. The Outstanding Young Alumni Award is presented to a graduate of the last 15 years who has provided stellar service to the College of Worcester as a volunteer. This year, we recognize Brenda, class of 2017. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda is an enthusiastic and collaborative professional who currently serves as a digital publisher at the Coca-Cola Company, where she has been growing and refining her strategies and skills in communications, digital storytelling, and community engagement. Before the Coca-Cola Company, Brenda was a Fulbright Fellow, serving as an English teaching assistant in Spain. Brenda earned a full ride scholarship from the Gates Millennium Scholars Program and the Posse Foundation, graduated with a BA in Communication Studies and Spanish from Worcester. You've heard of Worcester. During her time at Worcester, she was actively involved with the community. She was a resident assistant, assisted with many student organizations, including the Communications Club, Lambda Pi, Eta, Wu 91, the Writing Center, Apex, Women of Images, the Worcester Volunteer Network, and also the Underground. Worcester helped Brenda move forward to graduate school. Passionate about wanting to understand the intersectionality and power of media, technology, community, and culture, skills like research, verbal and written communications, sounds like IS, and collaboration were essential. The college prepared her with diverse opportunities. Some examples include hands-on internships, study abroad experiences, and the Senior IS project. Brenda combined her interests and analyzed how Mexican telenovela viewers perceive the way socioeconomic status is portrayed and the impact of those portrayals on their values, on their views of self as Mexicans. Brenda wanted to capture learning through media in her project, and as a result, she created a documentary of the portrayal of economic disparity through the lens of Mexicans. The documentary and her written thesis were designed to promote a greater cultural understanding of Mexican society at the college and within the general community. Brenda applied all the skills she learned in graduate school and now holds an MBA from the Quantic School of Business and Technology and a Master's of Arts in Instructional Technology and Media from Columbia University. Brenda is committed to helping the next generation of leaders. She became a Worcester mentor, holds one-on-one coffee chats with current students and alumni, reviews resumes, and speaks on panels reflecting on her Worcester experience, such as her favorite memories and relationships that made a transformative change for her. Her connections at Worcester were vital to her professional success. This spring, Brenda served as the keynote speaker at the DeWalt Recognition Banquet. In her spare time, Brenda enjoys rollerblading, crafting handmade jewelry, I'm thinking pins, Worcester, maybe, and volunteering. Her philosophy is to spread a little joy and love every day, to inspire others and refresh the world. We are grateful to Brenda for her service, dedication, and commitment to the college. Please join me in watching Brenda's acceptance speech.
My name is Brenda Kaur. I am class of 2017, and I'm a digital publisher with the Coca-Cola Company. My experience at Worcester has been surreal. I remember coming to Worcester as a freshman, and I didn't really know what to expect. Coming from Atlanta, I wasn't prepared for a big change. But, you know, from the different people I've met to the different events that student organizations have hosted to celebrating on IS Monday, it's just been an incredible time here, and all of the things that I've learned, you know, from writing to research to collaboration really does play a big part in what I do today. Being a recipient of the 2022 Outstanding Young Alumni Award, yeah, I still can't believe it. I really pinched myself, like, knowing that I received it. I remember when I got the letter in the mail, I was reading it, I felt all kinds of emotions. Yeah, I just had a big smile on my face the whole day. Just because I know that this award, I really thought, like, wow, I do all the things that I did just because I wanted to do it. I wanted to help. I wanted to just give advice and share stories about my Worcester experiences. I want them to know, like, this is such a great school to attend to, or like, look at all the people I've met, look at all the resources and, opportunities they offer. Worcester is definitely a place where you can, like, learn, experiment, and grow, because that's literally what I've done. So yeah, Worcester invested so much in me, and I just felt like it was right to give back. For sure. I volunteer for Worcester because I know that a lot of professors, faculty, peers made a big impact on where I'm at today, and so I just felt like it was the right thing to do and really give back and carry that torch so that I can hopefully influence the next generation of global leaders. It's a great experience, or a great feeling, when you know that you can impact them in that way, and that hopefully they have the same kind of experience that you've had here, because Worcester definitely played a positive and huge part of my life.
Congratulations, Brenda, and thank you for your many, many contributions to Worcester. The John D. McKee Outstanding Alumni Volunteer Award is named in honor of the college's first Director of Alumni Relations. This award honors his belief that Worcester alumni are the very best. They generously share their time and their talent on Worcester's behalf. I hope you will look at the list of past recipients of the McKee Award, which is in your program today, and reflect on how fortunate we are at Worcester to have such dedicated and passionate alumni within our family. Many alumni volunteer for the college in a number of ways. Alumni admission advocates help recruit the future alumni. Members of the Scots Career Network work with Apex to catapult students from the classroom to a life beyond the Oak Grove. Class leaders keep us connected to the college and to each other. These are just a few of the ways alumni volunteer. At this time, I would like to ask all class officers to please stand. Class officers, there we go. Without the work of these dedicated classmates, this weekend would not be possible. Thank you for all that you do for our alma mater. John D. McKee graduated in 1917. He was the first secretary of Worcester's Alumni Association. He was editor of the Alumni Magazine, business manager of the college, and the director of Alumni Relations. As you can see, the longer you work for Worcester, the more hats you get to wear. His energy, enthusiasm, and dedication to the college are recognized in this award. Those of us who work with Worcester volunteers know that they are champions and advocates of the college. To single out one person for this award is truly a difficult task, but we do it every so often. This year, we honor an individual who has given so much to Worcester, Don Barlow from the class of '72. Don earned his bachelor's degree in economics from the College of Worcester in 1972. He was heavily involved while on the Worcester campus, and that involvement continued throughout his life as an alumnus. He was a member of the soccer team during his 4 years at Worcester, earning 2 varsity letters. As an active member of the Worcester Soccer Alumni Group, Don has attended 48 of the 50 soccer homecomings. Don has been instrumental in keeping his classmates connected, serving as class president since 2007, and being a member of his reunion committees since 1982. He has led several Scots in Service events in Worcester and has attended every event. Don's involvement with his community extends beyond the College of Worcester. He is a Paul Harris Fellow in Rotary International, served as president of the Worcester Parks and Recreation Commission for 2 decades, and he has been involved with building homes for Habitat for Humanity and now serves as president of the board of Habitat in Wayne County. During his 29 years in sales management at Wilbert, Don was very involved in product development for many commercial and military customers, including Disney and the government of Israel Ministry of Defense. For Disney, Don led the development of lighting and speaker lifts for Disney parks in Orlando, LA, and Tokyo. In his work with GOI, he developed telescoping mass products for missile defense, surveillance, and communications over a 25-year period. Don has many family connections to Worcester. His father, Franklin, was in the class of 1934. His brother, Byron, graduated in 1969. His son, Byron, graduated his sister, Hester, was in the class of 1974, and his son, Byron, graduated in 2007. In addition to his degree from Worcester, Don is a 1968 graduate from Culver Military Academy. In his free time, Don enjoys downhill skiing, water skiing, building and attending Worcester athletic events. On behalf of the Alumni Association and the family and friends of John Mckee, we recognize Don Barlow for his abiding loyalty, commitment, time, and service to the College of Worcester. Please.
Well, I was a pretty typical student. I was involved in soccer and in third section. I'd tried unsuccessfully to major in physics, but that didn't work. So I switched to economics and did fine in that. The economics background gave me a good perspective on business, and it helped me in my career. I worked at 3 different companies through my career, and they were all in sales and sales management positions. Bill Baird was the chairman of the economics department, and he was my EIS advisor. Bill was probably most instrumental in giving me a grasp of economics, that how it related to business, and probably to help my career. I've got so many memories. I mean, I live locally, and so I drive through campus just about daily. And every time I'm here, I always see different things, and I say, oh, that reminds me of this. We were just talking a few minutes ago, and I remembered when they had the soccer field over on the golf course, because they were in the process of building the new soccer field. I think it's a rewarding experience to get involved with the community. You get to know people. I've enjoyed working on Scots in Service here, which isn't still in practice, but in doing that, I got to meet a number of people that were alums. I got to work with some of the students. It was just fun to do that and feel that you're doing something positive. I've seen the college grow over the years, and I like the direction that the college has gone, and so I want to give back. I've been on most of the reunion committees, and it really is fun to reconnect with our classmates. You get to know a lot of them better as alumni, because you didn't know them very well while you're in college, but they come back to the reunions, and so you get to interact with them, and it's fun to do that. But it all starts with getting them to come back. Because I've enjoyed what the college is doing, and I've spent a lot of time here, I've felt that to honor that distinction, I should give back. And so that's why I've been involved.
Thank you. Now we honor two incredibly impressive alumni who the Alumni Association has selected as recipients of the Distinguished Alumni Award. Our first Distinguished Alumni Award recipient is Jim Derose, class of '72. Having retired from a successful business career spanning 5 decades, Jim Derose is now dedicated to helping the next generation of business leaders. He actively mentors business people ranging from recent college graduates to those at the midpoint of their careers. Jim draws from the breadth and depth of his business and life experiences to assist others. His expertise is in guiding his mentees as they navigate the challenge of advancing in their professions while striving for balance in their lives. At the core of all of his relationships are his faith, integrity, and commitment to helping others. Over the course of his career, Jim held a number of noteworthy senior executive positions, including President of the Hanes Apparel Division of Sara Lee Corporation, President of Mattel USA, and President and CEO of PDI DreamWorks during the production of Shrek. At Hanes, Jim directed the company to 3 consecutive years of record growth in revenue, profit, and ROI, and was the recipient of 3 President's Awards. He led the company's MBA recruiting and diversity initiatives and was recognized by the city of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for his community service and commitment to racial equality. Raised in Akron, Ohio, Jim graduated from the College of Worcester in 1972 and began his business career with Procter & Gamble. In 1985, Jim became president of the Customer Marketing Division of the Marketing Corporation of America in Westport, Connecticut. There, he led major consulting projects for his Fortune 100 clients, worked with hundreds of the most universally recognized brands. Jim was a frequent guest lecturer on marketing at UCLA's Anderson Graduate School of Management. Jim's involvement with and contributions to the College of Worcester have been significant. In 2009, he was instrumental in organizing a reunion of more than 140 athletes, coaches, and spouses from the years that legendary football coach Jack Lengyel was at Worcester. In 2012, he became a member of the Board of Trustees, where he chaired the Student Development Committee and served on the Executive, Trustee and Governance, Audit, Enrollment and Marketing, and Finance Committees. He also served on the Presidential Search Committee that brought President Sarah Bolton to the college, as well as on the Search Committee for the Vice President of Student Affairs. Jim is now a life trustee. Jim and his wife, Darcy Johnston, class of '73, have sponsored numerous Wooster alumni events in Northern California and Colorado, and hosted in their home a Meet President Bolton dinner event with alumni and parents. They are members of both the Leadership Circle and the Howard Lowry Society. In addition to their contributions to the Worcester Fund and many capital campaigns, Jim and Darcy created the Derose Endowment for Christian Ministry at the College of Worcester. This endowment provides funding for student participation in Christian conferences, mission trips, community service programs, and pre-application visits to divinity schools. Jim is an ordained elder in the Presbyterian Church and has served on numerous boards of corporations, ministries, and nonprofit organizations. Jim and Darcy reside in Colorado and have 2 adult children. Please join me in watching Jim's acceptance speech.
I can only say that the College of Worcester transformed my life in every way imaginable. I was the son of Italian immigrants and a first-generation student at the College of Worcester. And in the 4 years that I was there, I found my self-identity, I found my faith, I found my avocation, and I found my wife, my partner in life, Darcy. The reason I wound up at the College of Worcester was because of Jack Lengel, the legendary coach who wound up becoming the subject of the movie We Are Marshall. And Coach Lengel had come to speak at my high school football banquet, and though I'd already made a commitment to go to Florida State, he encouraged me to at least come down and take a look. And I can only say that when I arrived that one Saturday and stepped out of the car and took a look at the campus, I had a God moment and said, this is the place that I'm supposed to be. So he was influential not only in me attending the College of Worcester, but also in inspiring me to develop a hard work ethic that has really been of benefit to me my entire life. Thinking back on my education at the College of Worcester, and in particular, Ron Hustwit and his philosophy classes, I was taught to be a critical thinker, to be analytical, and to be a problem solver. I was also taught to not be fearful of undertaking anything. And therefore, throughout my career, I was willing to take on assignments or opportunities that others might not have taken on. Many of the companies I went into were either turnaround situations or opportunities to reverse negative trends in the business. The College of Worcester was the genesis of our family and the source of our life of adventure together. Without the College of Worcester, I never would have met Darcy and likely would never have pursued the career path that I chose. Though our son Jim graduated from Princeton University and our daughter Krista graduated from the Georgetown School of Foreign Service, they both have an affection for, an affinity to the College of Worcester because they know how much it means to Darcy and to me. When I think of the College of Worcester, I think of home, a place that will always hold fond memories for me. I think of lifelong friends that I've made. I also think of new friends, friends I've made through the Board of Trustees, students that I've met, relationships with administrators and faculty members as well. It's a special place. Worcester was, is, and always will be the place that set my life in motion.
Thank you, Jim. Our next Distinguished Alumni Award recipient is Sarah L. Patton, who holds a Bachelor of Arts in English and Theater from the College of Worcester and a Master of Arts in Teaching English as a Second Language from the University of Illinois. She dedicated 38 years of her career to the College of Worcester, beginning her work in development in 1974 and serving in multiple roles throughout that time, including Vice President for Development and Cultural Relations, Vice President for Development, and Director of Development. She was instrumental during her leadership in raising more than $450 million for the College of Worcester, active in 19 building projects, and she led 3 comprehensive fundraising campaigns, all exceeding their goals by significant margins. She also worked closely with 4 presidents, Worcester's Board of Trustees and the Alumni Board, helping to recruit individuals to serve in leadership roles across the college. As a graduate of Worcester, Sally has been a committed volunteer and donor to the college, serving on her 50th reunion committee and helping to achieve record-breaking fundraising efforts to enhance the college's endowment and other significant priorities. To honor her legacy, the Alumni Association established the Sarah L. Patton Stewardship Award in 2011 to recognize an individual who has established an outstanding record of giving to Worcester while encouraging others to give. Following her retirement from Worcester, Sarah served for more than 8 years as Executive Director of Wayne County Community Foundation. Under her leadership, the foundation's assets more than doubled, and she initiated inclusive programs such as the Women's Fund and Give 365. During the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, she worked with the board to establish the Wayne County Emergency Response Fund to address needs of nonprofit organizations adversely affected by the pandemic. Currently, Sarah is an interim executive director of the Wayne Center for the Arts. Nationally, Sarah has served as a member and consultant for the Council for the Advancement and Support of Education, known as CASE. She's a past member of the National Philanthropy Commission and a member of the National Education Fundraising Commission. She participated in many CASE conferences as a leader, panelist, and faculty member. Additionally, she was in the faculty of the annual Williamsburg Development Institute, a member of the Great Lakes College Association, and a member of the Ohio Foundation of Independent Colleges. Please join me in watching Sarah's acceptance speech.
Any skills that I may have as a leader are the result of people having enough confidence in me to let me make my own mistakes, because I really didn't know much about it when I started, and there were people who were willing to take the chance. Also, I had the opportunity to see really stellar leadership in action. And there are lots of people I might mention, but the one that stands above all the rest is Stan Galt. Stan Galt, a trustee, a longtime chairman of the board, and he and I did 3 campaigns together in one way and another. And watching Stan work, watching his example was a huge lesson. I'm very grateful to the people who set the examples from which I was able to learn. I truly think that any success I've had in leading organizations is due mainly to the people who put up with me while I was learning how to lead. For example, in development, the executive director of development was Grace Tompos, who was at the college 30-some years, as I was, and she was simply invaluable. I mean, she smoothed the way, she made such a difference to what I was able to do. But I think in terms of skills acquired, it mostly has to do with communicating, working hard, making it clear that you're not asking others to do anything that you're not doing yourself with your whole heart. I think that made a difference. Anyone who goes to this college, I think, leaves a little piece of themselves right here. The college becomes much more than any particular class or any particular period of time. Obviously, it belongs to the students who are here at this present moment, and that's as it should be. But it also belongs to alumni. That's why I've said before, you know, these bricks are always going to know your feet if you've been here. Honoring the experience of living and making friends and finding out what's inside, what you're capable of, that's extremely valuable. And to be reminded of it occasionally is a good thing. That's why we have reunions. Because of the work that I was privileged to do, my friends aren't limited to classmates. They're friends all over the country, all ages, all interests, and that was the thing that it was those people, those connections, those relationships that kept me at Worcester.
Of the alumni and the friends of this college who made my work here such a joy for so many years. Thank you.
Thank you. After that, please join me in welcome Wayne Webster, Vice President for Advancement, to the podium to present the Sarah L. Patton Stewardship Award and provide an update on the impact our alumni, parents, and friends have had over the past year.
Thank you, Sandeep. Established by the Alumni Association in 2011, the Sarah L. Patton Stewardship Award honors Sarah Sally Patton, class of 1967, former VP for Development, and a strong champion of Worcester. I am thrilled we're honoring Sally today with the Distinguished Alumni Award, and I ask that you join me again in thanking Sally for her years of service to the college. This award recognizes an alumna or alumnus who has established an outstanding and sustained record of giving to Worcester while encouraging others to give as well. The award honors Sally's ability to articulate the college's vision with a tenacity that increased the college's donor base and their commitment to philanthropy toward the college. In commenting on the award, Sally said, and I quote, "With this award, the Alumni Association is honoring the importance of philanthropy to this college yesterday, today, and tomorrow," end quote. This year we honor Dr. Bruce Bigelow, a graduate of the class of 1966. Bruce has been a tireless advocate for Worcester for as long as he has been an alumnus of the college. As far back as our records go, Bruce has been supporting his alma mater with annual gifts to the Worcester Fund, with consistent support of the Fighting Scots Fund, and through his seasoned experience and expertise as a donor, volunteer, and development professional, especially for the benefit of the class of 1966. Bruce's true expertise is plan giving, which he defines as any gift that takes more planning than writing a check. And he helped lead the way as a member of the class of 1966 50th anniversary reunion team with his own substantial estate commitment to the college in 2014. As a member of Worcester's 1866 Legacy Society, Bruce helped his Centennial class raise more than $13.5 million for the college at the time of their 50th reunion, with a class participation of 74%. In true class of 66 fashion, I might add. In 2016, Bruce's class allocated $1.6 million of their reunion gift to remodel the lower level Lowry Center and create the alley, the site of the former Scots Alley, to benefit current and future generations of Worcester students. With another $1.6 million of their class gift, they helped establish the Howard F. Lowry Professorship to benefit current and future generations of senior Worcester faculty. All this was on top of the generous class of 1966 scholarship support the class has been providing for Worcester since their 25th reunion in 1991. Bruce knows the impact that endowed scholarships make in the lives of our students and their families through his own continued support and interest in his family's endowed scholarship at Worcester. As a legacy student, Bruce and his siblings enhanced their parents' estate gift to the college by establishing the Ernest N. and Ellen B. Bigelow endowed scholarships in their parents' names in 2007. Thanks to the effort of Bruce and his family, this scholarship has been awarded each year for the past 15 years to students with financial need who are in good academic standing, with preference to chemistry and philosophy majors, and Bruce's own estate gift will substantially augment the same family fund. Professionally, Dr. Bruce Bigelow is a founding partner of Charitable Development Consulting, a firm that specializes in helping nonprofits increase gifts through a variety of giving vehicles and instruments. With a BA from the College of Worcester and an MA and PhD from the University of Chicago, Dr. Bigelow has been a leader of the development community for over 30 years, serving in frontline positions at 2 independent liberal arts colleges and helping to mold the gift planning profession from its inception in the mid-1980s. As a member of the first National Plan Giving and Governing Board, the first chair of the research committee and chair of one of the organization's early national conferences, Dr. Bigelow was also instrumental in developing the profession's code of ethics, now almost universally adopted, its international outreach, and more recently, the national guidelines for counting gifts and campaigns. He currently serves as a member of the Task Force on Standards of Measuring and Evaluating Gift Planning Programs and Gift Officers. Please join me in watching Bruce's acceptance speech.
Well, I will say it's something I never expected, and that I feel humbled and honored to have been selected for this. I've really come to appreciate the role of philanthropy and the impact that philanthropy can have on an organization's ability to fulfill its mission. It really came home here at Worcester because I was involved in the planning for my 50th reunion, and was part of a committee of 18 people that my former roommate, Walt Hopkins, had put together. And we would gather here a couple of times a year for the 5 years preceding our reunion, and got to know each other actually very well. And in the course of doing that, in large part inspired by Walt's vision, but really with consensus among all of the people on that committee, that we were going to be the leading philanthropic class of the college's history. We ended up coming in second, but that was only because of a $15 million gift from a member of the class of '65 beforehand, and I remember teasing him about that, saying, you knocked us off the pedestal. Working with my class, and with particularly the people on that committee, was one of the highlights of the last decade. The people, of course, that you meet, the friends that you make, the roommates that you have are people that I continue to be friends with. Some of them now I would consider some of my closest friends. And I really value that, and value the fact that those relationships stay the course, over decades. And now I can look at that and say, yeah, that experience that we had together was something really, really important. I like the term legacy because, a legacy is something that you leave to the world that's beyond your immediate life and your immediate impact. What is that legacy? And that's what I would talk to students about, is to think about what legacy do you want to leave? What impact do you want to have on the world? And if you don't start thinking about it now, when are you going to start? And what do you want to accomplish? What impact do you want to have in the world? And if you start thinking about that now, then you're going to be asking that question and coming up with an evolving answer for a long period of time, including at the end of your life. So that there's no time that's too soon to start asking about that. A campus like Worcester's should evolve over time, not just with new buildings, but with new programs and new ways of interacting with the students, of engaging the students in the kind of work that they do.
I'm going to go off script for a second and just say on a personal note, I met Bruce probably about 20 years ago when I was a young professional at Gettysburg College, where his wife, Julie, had her own very distinguished career as a longtime dean of students. And to think 20 years from that point I'd be on the stage with you, Bruce, and presenting this gift to you, and this award to you, I should say, is really a personal privilege. So thank you. Over the course of the last 3 years, almost 18,000 alumni have participated in programs, events, virtual engagement, lots of virtual engagement, and volunteer opportunities, and that number represents 75% of the alumni network. Alumni have served as hosts of alumni of Worcester events, lent their professional expertise to our students and fellow alumni through the Fighting Scott Career Connections platform, provided internships and employment opportunities for our students when allowed, helped to identify, recruit, and select the next class of Scots as admissions advocates, served as online ambassadors to support Worcester's communication efforts, lent their voice to one of our affinity groups, reunion committees, the alumni board, or the board of trustees, and of course, virtually engaged with our offices and the college in a variety of ways. This is all in addition to the record-setting support alumni have provided to the Worcester Fund, our Giving Woo Days, the Lowry Center campaign, which you'll hear more about from President Bolton later today. We are also grateful to each and every one of you who supports the college through your volunteer and philanthropic efforts. The college has a long history of alumni engagement. Since 1873, classes have been gathering together to organize and meet as an alumni association. Today, we continue that tradition of gathering. I am honored to serve all 26,000 of our alumni as VP for Advancement, and thank you very much for your continued support of the college. We are grateful to each and every one of you who supports the college through your volunteer and philanthropic efforts. And at this point, we are thrilled to welcome back two 50th reunion classes this year, the class of 1971 and class of 1972. At this time, I'd like to welcome an outstanding leader for the class of 1971, followed by the leader of the class of 1972. Please help me to welcome Cindy Weiss, and following her presentation, we will hear from the class of from Don Barlow, class president of 1972. Cindy, please come forward.
I'm honored to represent the class of 1971. I served as class coordinator, mostly the fundraising part, and the ever-vigilant and energetic Michelle Burden-Johnson continued her service as class communicator, and she is on a happily resumed family adventure starting today that was twice postponed. So we wish her fair winds and fair seas. We were also blessed with an energetic and dedicated committee, too numerous to mention, who not only planned one reunion, but two, and took 6 years to do it. And so I thank them. And at this point, I'm going to take a point of personal privilege that neither President Bolton or Wayne knows anything about. In preparation for coming on campus last year to film things for our virtual reunion, because we invented the Zoom reunion, masks were mandatory on the campus. So having fabric left by my mother, class of 48, from the project of making tablecloths for the 25th reunion of the class of 47, I had tartan flannel, and I made Mckee and me masks. And hopefully now that we are past the pandemic, we would like to, on behalf of the class of 70 that didn't have a reunion, the class of 71 that's having two, and the class of 72 that got it right the first time, thank you. We would like to leave this as a class gift for the college. May we never have to wear them again. Anyway, we arrived here in the fall of 1967, having chosen a college with no true center for student life. There was the tub, but it was tiny and couldn't have fit, I don't think, even the entering class if we'd all gone in. But we were promised Lowry Center would indeed rise from the muddy site next to Holden. We spent 4 hours weekly in a grand old chapel, only to learn it would soon be razed and replaced by McGaw. Our first 3 years brought 3 different academics calendars and 3 different sets of course value systems. In short, Worcester changed from the day we arrived, and changed dramatically for us, as it always had, and as it always has, and always will. We as alumni are part of the financial bedrock of the college, and our class was eager to continue supporting those changes. When we were alerted quietly to the Lowry plan, our committee said, absolutely, we want to do something for Lowry. And we asked for a naming opportunity and how much that would mean we had to raise. So our starting goal was $150,000, which was the minimum to name a space. Our stretch goal, we have to have stretch goals. I've spent 30 years in corporate America. We set our stretch goal at $250,000. We are thrilled to announce that our class's gift, collected as of the reunion last year, is $506,725. And because I fundraise, we in the last few months collected another $3,900 to fund our class's memorial dogwood tree over near Everts. Thus, we have the privilege of presenting 2 Lowry areas to be named in honor of our class. The first is the All Faiths Sacred Space. And we chose it because of the inclusion of all faith traditions and all faith journeys of students present and future. And then we selected as our second space an office in the Student Activities Suite in Lowry because student life is what makes alumni of us all and generous alumni of us all. So we are proud to be Scots. We are grateful we can pay it forward as we are doing. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Don Barlow, president of class of 72 and president of our reunion committee. I want to thank our reunion committee for all the hard work, time, and effort they've done in planning this event. Marge and Ray Chapin, Jim Cashel, Jay Yetzi, Karen Lockwood, Jim Sentman, Chuck Huffer, Nancy Turner, Steve Gagan, and Phil Hunter. We worked over a year planning this reunion and met a number of times in person and by Zoom. We sent emails and notes to encourage classmates to return and to give. The entire committee contributed to make this a success. Thank you to the class of 72 for coming together to celebrate 50 years of being Worcester alumni. It's great to have so many of us back. Thank you, President Bolton, for your leadership during these challenging COVID times. Whether it's our 50th or 25th or 15th class reunion, we all have a common thread. We all did IS and survived. Some dedicated souls spent 8 months completing theirs, and others, like my older brother, finished it in a week. The last week. In fact, we had to cut our spring vacation short by a week because the dean summoned him back to campus to finish his IS. And by the way, I think spring vacation should follow IS Monday. I learned from my older brother and spent at least a month on my IS, but my sister Hester was diligently typing it right until the end. Thank you, Hester. IS helped us all in our lives and careers. My brother used his IS research experience to do his master's thesis, which vaulted him into starting a very successful business, which he owned and ran for 35 years. Typically, the 50th reunion class makes a special gift to impact the college, to make a difference on the campus that is meaningful and reflective of the class. Our committee had several options and pondered long on our gift before deciding to support the Lowry Center renovation. The class of 72 was the first class to arrive on campus and have a brand new student union, a place where we could get our mail, eat meals, congregate in the lounge or mom's truck stop, or listen to music in the listening rooms. So we thought a gift to the Lowry Center would be meaningful to our whole class. We are pleased to announce today that our class more than doubled our original goal of $50,000 and reached $114,000. Dear fellow alumni and friends, President Bolton and Worcester students, both present and past, or future, I'm sorry. On behalf of the class of 72, we will proudly name an alcove in Lowry Student Center in honor of the class of 72. The committee chose naming an alcove as it would be a small meeting place for friends to gather or a private spot for study. Thank you to the class of 72 for coming together to support this goal. The class lifetime giving is the total amount our class has given to the college from the day we graduated until today. This includes the Worcester Fund, Lowry Center gifts, scholarships, and other gifts to the college. Our class lifetime giving is $3,839,819. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to the class of 1972. I am honored to stand here before you and represent you. And thank you to all of those who participated in supporting our fundraising endeavor. If you haven't made your gift yet, of any size to any fund that is meaningful to you, there is still time to do so, and your gift will add to our lifetime giving goal. Our gifts count. Every fundraising for the 50th reunion ends on June 30th. We hope you will join us in supporting this. Alumni, enjoy this weekend. Explore the campus and visit our new and renovated buildings. Strike up a conversation with a classmate you don't know. You will be surprised what common interest you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Don and Cindy, for the wonderful leadership of your class, and to all of the members of the class of 71 and 72 for contributing to these really exciting plans for the college. And welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back to our campus to celebrate. Thank you for being a part of our alumni community, and especially thank you for joining us at this joyful annual meeting, our first in-person annual meeting since 2019. It is truly a gift and an honor to be with all of you today. And it's an incredible pleasure today as well to be able to honor these wonderful, wonderful people who have given so much to our college. Our award winners, Sally, Don, Jim, Brenda, and Bruce. You are an inspiration to all of us. We are so grateful to you. And your work for Worcester, your care for Worcester, your dedication to our students and their futures is incredibly powerful. It's powerful in the lives of students who are here on campus today, yes, even today in the summer. It's powerful in the lives of students who will be here in the future, and it's powerful for all of the work that those incredible young people will go out and do in the world. So thank you so much for your leadership. We're deeply grateful. I want also to thank all of you who are here today for all of the ways that you're generous to the college in contributing your ideas and your passion, your dedication in supporting our students in their dreams and thinking about their futures, and of course in supporting the efforts that we make here on campus to advance our programs, including the generosity recently announced by our wonderful classes of 71 and 72. I'm delighted to announce the overall reunion giving for all of the class years this year totals $3,144,200. Congratulations, and thank you to all of you. The support that you offer to this college, to our college, will benefit students for so many years to come. And I'm deeply grateful for all of the ways that you think of this campus in your life day to day and make it a part of your life for many years after you graduate. I'm particularly appreciative right now to so many of you who have made the Worcester Fund a focus of your support. As you know, a gift to our Worcester Fund touches every aspect of our campus community, and it supports every student and every faculty and staff member every day. The gifts to the Worcester Fund ensure that Worcester has the funding and the flexibility to quickly respond to emerging needs. I've said that before. I said it before the pandemic, but let me say it again now, to quickly respond to emerging needs. The world changes, our campus changes, often in ways that we plan, but sometimes in ways that come to us unexpectedly, and your generosity is crucial to our being able to meet our mission and to sustain our students that are learning in those times. The $3.5 million raised annually for the Worcester Fund supports everything from financial aid packages for students, experiential learning and internships, mentored undergraduate research opportunities, both in independent study, but often much earlier, even as soon as students' first or second year. Our more than 120 clubs and activities on campus, which are so looking forward to returning to the Lowry Center in a new, vibrant way to engage. And of course, the salaries, the benefits, and the professional opportunities for our incredible faculty and staff. Your gifts are vital to our campus, and they're deeply appreciated. I also want to thank all of the alumni who are celebrating reunions this year for your generous support focused on the Worcester Fund in particular. Your collective giving to this year's Worcester Fund is $631,674. A huge, huge thank you from all of us. And finally, but not really finally, because we're going to keep talking about the Lowry Center, but finally for this meeting, I do want to thank all of you who've supported the project to renovate the Lowry Center with your gifts and your enthusiasm and your care. This center is going to be amazing, and you can start to see that now. It's going to provide a state-of-the-art space for our students to gather and learn and grow together. Growing together in community is at the heart of what happens at Worcester, both inside the classroom and far beyond it. Lowry is one of the places where the marvelous, truly marvelous potential that is embodied in 2,000 students who come to Worcester from across the United States and from 70 countries around the world, where that potential that comes in our door, that honors us and graces us with their presence, is truly realized. It's a place where students begin to see the world in different ways, begin to see through new eyes as they learn one another's perspectives. And that, as so many of our honorees have said today, is truly critical for the ways the young people who leave Worcester are ready for lives of purpose and impact around the world. We are so excited that the renovated Lowry Center is going to be open very, very soon. Truly, in August, we will be serving breakfast on August 17th to incoming student alumni luncheon, which follows this program in the McLeod Mess tent. I think you have all found it, yes? The marvelous tent on the Douglas Quad. Lunch is going to be served there, and I hope to see you there and have a chance to talk some more and hear more about your experiences and your thoughts on Worcester. But for now, I want to thank you again for your wonderful support, and again, congratulate our awardees. Wish you all well, and say one more time before I hand it back to Sandeep, thank you so much, and go Scots.
Thank you, Connection, and become a loyal Scot. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Go Scots. Thank you.